This has saved us like
From
months
Birmingham.
Oh, right.
finding out
What, he's
information in
yeah.
10 minutes of
Oh,
his life.
Hi guys, welcome to this video where I'm joined by Emma and Shaun. Thank you guys for having me down here. They're going to show us around this new property purchase. We're going to be discussing all the numbers at the end, so stay tuned and let's get into it.
So what's this first room? The
Living room, dining room,
living room, dining room.
into the kitchen.
Okay, so this area, have you got any ideas so far in terms of what you're going to be doing with the property? Do you think it might be a family buy-to-let? Is there students around here? What was the attraction around this area?
And so we're thinking of buy-to-let.
Buy-to-let.
Yeah, it's a bit too far away from the universities and the hospitals and stuff, so I don't think HMO would pursue this area.
Right.
So yeah, we're going to keep it as a 3-bed.
3-bed buy-to-let, lovely. Shows around through to the kitchen now, so we're going to keep this as the living room open plan.
You're going to take this out.
Are you taking this one
Yeah.
out?
I think so. I nearly banged my head.
We'll take it right back.
Well, if it's all... Yeah, of course.
Take that like that.
And then what are you thinking? Are you keeping the fireplace, the chimney, or what's happening with that?
You'll not tell those things.
You're not going to get rid of that.
You're the
That's unnecessary fire hazard, you know?
Yeah. On that though, this is actually the first time you've seen this property today.
Yeah,
Yeah.
literally.
Tell us why. What happened?
Because you took your course.
They took the leave.
So I signed up to your course, and I stayed up pretty much all night watching as much as I could because we had some money to invest and I wanted to do it in property and I didn't know how. So I came across your course, and I just got like a bit of a bug straight away. I thought like, yeah, this is cool. This.
I remember the status that you put in of the screenshot of the auction.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I've just bought this
Buzzing.
now. Yeah, buzzing.
In a coffee shop.
Is that what you were at a coffee shop? Really?
Yeah, it was.
Bacon Budsy and bought a house.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, so I just sat. Well, the auction sites, local auction sites, was two. There was one coming up with it in like 3 or 4 days. So I thought like I need to see if I can get some viewings. I had looked at another house, but when I went to view it, there was loads of people there. It wasn't for us. So on the same auction, the same area, there was this one as well.
Right.
So I did my calculation, did my maths, see what was the price I could get it to off other ones in the area.
Yeah.
And we set a budget.
Well, on that, I know we're going to do the numbers at the end, but
Yeah.
what did you buy this property for?
119,500.
190,500, and based on your end value calculations of the area, what do you think it could be worth after you've done refurb?
Well,
160, 180, isn't it, that they're selling for, and it's not actually done up like that amazingly inside, just really
Right.
vague. It just
Because you've
looks
seen the pictures of the
everything,
properties that
yeah.
they're up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brilliant. And you mentioned there might be is there a flat as well?
Well, the flat across the road that went for 240.
Wow. And that's a flat.
Yeah, a 1-bedroom flat.
And it's a freehold, right? It's a freehold
Freehold,
property. Yeah. And it's 3 bedrooms.
Mm-hmm.
And the refurb budget approximately on this?
I think like 20 to 30k.
20 to 30k. This is the kitchen, beautiful kitchen.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, nice and antique. I like it.
This is actually nicer than the one that I had in our first house, wasn't it?
This is nicer than your first house.
Do you know what? You guys could make this into a beautiful space. If it was
Yeah.
me doing it, I'd keep like the sink kind of where it is and the
Yeah.
layout. I've not really seen the cooking station though yet.
There it is.
Oh, it's there, right? Yes, yeah, I will put it there. Yeah, look
No,
at
of
that.
course not, no.
I'd be moving that,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly, yeah, and then have this as worktop space.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I mean, have you had the experience before in property? Or is this like your first investment? This is like
First investment, yeah.
Right. So do you have any idea what kind of finish it's going to be? You're going to go for like laminate? Are you going like granite? Are you going?
We want to do it like as like high end as we can within the budget. So I want it to be like it's a girl thing. Like, well, I want it to look beautiful.
No, that's like me.
I saw it with stairs. The lights say how much.
Nice, right?
But yeah, so we want it to be as high end as possible, like within the budget. So yeah,
Look after your tenants.
yeah,
Definitely. And then it's like what I always say: if you can get it right at the first point in terms of getting the good refurbishment done, you can then there'll be less maintenance,
yeah,
less future.
yeah.
Future.
We're gonna rip everything out and start from scratch.
But I mean, there's obviously problems here that might be breaking through. It looks like penetrating damp because it's quite high up. Usually you'd find rising damp along the bottom. So obviously there might be some problems just on the outside wall that you might need to look at. So it looks like it looks hopefully like an easy fix, fingers crossed, touch wood. But I'd have a look at that.
Okay, so I wasn't sure what to do with this for the best because obviously master bathrooms are not traditionally on the ground floor.
Correct. Yeah.
More upstairs, but I didn't want to lose a bedroom, so I didn't know whether to see if I could like rejig something about a little bit.
Yeah.
But as it's not a HMO, it would be like a lot cheaper to keep it where it is.
Yeah. Yeah, it would be, and it's not a bad idea. Like, we discussed it, didn't we? With potentially moving upstairs, but then you could lose that bedroom.
Yeah.
Because you wouldn't want to convert this into a bedroom. So if you wanted a family,
Yeah.
think about the kids.
Yeah.
it's useful to have that little box room upstairs. I'm saying box room, it's still a good size, but in fact I want to show you, it's got the world's smallest ensuite. So look at this. This is the world's smallest ensuite. I'm sure it must be.
Wow.
Emma, have you seen it? It's very little.
Wow, you'd have to breathe in while sitting down.
All it saves going downstairs in the middle of the night.
Saves going downstairs, yeah.
There's quite a bit of damp around, isn't there? Jade is like, I'm not worried about it, I didn't buy it.
Yeah, I don't do too worried, to be honest.
I
No.
think it might be. I don't know, maybe more of a
Ventilation problem.
right,
than
okay.
that, yeah. The last thing I want to do is in 5 years' time, if I'm keeping it for a long time, is then go and replace these in 5 years, which means disrupting the plaster.
Get it done now.
Just get it done. It's just my advice. You don't have to take it, but if it was me,
Yeah.
I would be potentially looking at these. Unless you can clean them up nicely and they don't look like they're blown, so they look okay. They're double glazed, but it's something that I might.
In fact, you would just, to be honest, I'd rather just rip them out and do it all while we're doing it in one go.
If it hits your budget, so just
Yeah.
shop around for a window, a brief conversation, take them out. You'll get so much more room and space in here,
Yeah.
and they're a bit dainty anyway, aren't they? So.
Chains. This is the Welsh style, my friend.
What you could do in here
Okay.
is potentially, again, it depends on your budget and the spec that you want to go to and whether you're going to get a return on it. Because if it was students, I'd be doing it without a blink of an eye, doing it for the refurb project. You get more money per rent for the roof. It's got an ensuite.
Yeah.
It doesn't cost that much either to build an ensuite, to be honest.
What are you looking at, roughly?
Honestly, about £1,500 get you a long way. And I think that's not bad.
No, I don't think that's bad.
That's for your studdwork timber, it's for any insulation that you want to put in, it's for your electric, it's for your showers, it's for your toilet, it's for your tiles, paint, everything. Fully finished, done. Sliding door kit if you want it. We put sliding doors on because we usually have a desk here.
Yeah.
It's a similar layout to this. Obviously, if you're opening it out, you're onto your desk space. If you put a sliding pocket door, about 600 millimetres, the door just slides in.
Yeah.
That's nice there. But obviously with this, if you're going to keep it as a family buy-to-let, you might not need to have the toilet up here because you've got a master bathroom. I mean, yeah, downstairs, good size. But it's up to you what you want to think on doing that.
I just couldn't imagine going downstairs to a wee in the middle of the night.
That's the thing.
We used to
And I
do this
would
as
want to do
kids. We used to do a potty.
that.
Like,
Exactly.
you know, 16-year-old getting on potty, no one wants to do it.
If you decide on the ensuite, just you've got to be mindful of the window, obviously. I don't know how much space, well, you've got a lot of space.
And it goes back quite far.
Yeah.
And also on your course, you've got the downloaded there's a sheet with
Floor
different
plans.
floor
The
plans.
ensuite, how to build a small ensuite.
Yeah.
So you
One's that, and it sort of go in, isn't it?
Exactly, yeah. So what I do is I do a chamfered edge. So what I would, honestly, I would be doing this. You can go, there's two types of ensuites really. There's one on the floor plans, but you can either go like quite far out, like maybe 1500 by 1500, you make it into a corner ensuite, which would look great. Or you go a little bit more longer, so you maybe made this into like a 2 metre wall or whatever, and then you have like a chamfered edge. And the reason why I put a chamfer here, it's such an optical illusion. If you had a square wall, it blocks like everything here. It looks like a really box room. If you chamfer it, you can still see down there. I know it sounds daft, but
No, it makes
there's
sense.
more space.
Yeah.
And then if you chamfer it, you'd have your shower in here, you'd have your toilet over there, and then you'd have your basin on that side if I was doing it. But you have a look at the floor plans as well to see.
And then you could use this as some like integrated like,
Wardrobe space,
Yeah.
exactly. And then all your beds and your living areas and your tables and your desks, all that side. Have you looked at the electrics? They look. I mean, so tips to look at here.
What's insane, I'm like,
Is they're not actually up to building regs because they have to be, I think, a minimum of like 400 feet above. But I mean, I looked at the cables, I'm not going to touch them. The cable doesn't look too old, and the socket, the switch plates themselves look okay. No, so what I do, Shaun, is I'd be switching this door around. I think they used to do this back in time for heat and privacy, but now we're more open in life. I think I'd open it that way. I always switch these doors around, so you're actually opening onto the wall
And-
to give it a hard factor. You'd open it onto a room,
makes sense.
you know.
And also, remember, you're gonna have your ensuite to here, so you wouldn't want a sliding door because you won't get it. Oh, you could.
You could. I
That's
wouldn't
it.
put a slider on here though.
I think what you said,
Yeah.
the other way.
Open it that way. You still got enough space here for a double bed. Yeah.
Okay. This is crazy because it saved us like months
Oh right.
finding out
What,
information in 10 minutes of this advice.
The first question is, what attracted you to this area? Do you know it well? Why did you choose this area? Or was there any particular reason? Or just an attractive property price?
I've grown up here, so
Oh, so you know it quite well.
grown up in the local area, yes. So you know what's around, and
Yeah.
you know kind of the prices. So
What do you think you could achieve for the rental income? Or you had a look at the
So I spoke to the local letting agents because we also have a flat that's that we let out as well. So I spoke to them and they said we could get 1,000 a month.
sales
minimum, yeah, between 1,000 and 1,200 a month.
So you bought it for £119,500. The end value somewhere between 160 to 200 if you're going off that flat.
Yeah,
The rental income, just confirm that again with the
1,000 to 1,200.
brilliant. And then did you buy it cash?
No,
No.
we've got bridging finance.
You got bridging finance, perfect. Okay, then you're going to look to refinance onto a mortgage at
Yeah.
the end. Homes under the hammer.
I know.
Sean, run through that. What happened after the auction?
So it was the auction house got in touch with me and said, would you mind if someone reached out to you from Homes Under the Hammer? You've got quite an interesting property and you got a really good price for it and we want to know what your story is. So I said, yeah.
That's nice. When's that booked in for?
14th of March.
Brilliant. That's going to be great. Make sure you watch that.
No pressure.
I did see about putting a JPU t-shirt on.
Yeah, it said no logos, didn't it? I'm going to watch that. We're proud of you. Because that takes some nerve to go on TV and show them around. So we'll go for the bridging finance, that's fine. The refurb budget, what we're looking at approximately.
I think around 30,000 if we're being super realistic with
Yeah.
anything that might come up and doing it to the level and the standard that we want, taking the windows out, like you said, putting a new boiler in, doing the extra
Doing
bits so that in
properly.
5 years I really don't have to. And it'll be property that stands the test of time and brings us our money back, plus continues to increase over the years with
Brilliant.
little
Yeah.
upkeep from us, really.
That's it. You are JP students, we know that. Has it helped you in any way? Or to get this property, give us a bit of a rundown.
But without signing up for it, I definitely wouldn't have bought this, right? Because I just didn't know what I was doing.
That's class.
We had no idea. And over the years, we've had really successful businesses. We've made an awful lot of money, but we've never invested because we didn't know where to start. And when Shaun said, "Oh, there's this course, I want to buy it," and I'm like, "How much is it?" And he told me the price. I'm like, "It'll be shit."
Yeah.
I'm like, "There's no way." That's what I do in business. I'm like, "There's no way you won't learn anything from it. It'll be useless." He was like, "It's this much." I was like, "Oh God, just do it." He stayed up every night watching, making notes, and within 7 days of buying the course, we bought our first property.
That's awesome.
And it's a good one.
I'm going to come and see it when it's finished as well. I mean, what about the cost though? Is it the lessons, the resources, you mentioned the contracts and how much they would cost as well?
It's everything. For a course of that, I mean, honestly, for a course of this level, I would be expecting, and I buy courses all the time, I've done it for the last 10 years as a business, I would be expecting to pay at least £5,000. And to think that we got the information that we got in the time scale that we got it at, it was all accessible immediately, there's no drip feeding it to me, so I have to stay and keep paying you. It's like, this is the price, this is what you get, crack on in the community. The right to support you've got from that community, you're hearing that as well. It's just the advice you've just given us in 10 minutes of looking around this house has saved us months. So like under 500 quid for a course is just...
Well, on that, we spoke, the course is as affordable as we probably made it, that we possibly can, because when I was signing up property, as we mentioned earlier, the course is available at the time. I just wanted to learn about how to do it. There wasn't much information, especially with all the resources as well to go with it. They were charging in the region of £5,000. That's a deposit, right, for someone's house. So if you can get it for, an affordable price, it allows you to get the knowledge and then use your money to make you money.
Make money.
Yeah.
Also, a lot of the courses that we saw out there were for people with already who had really, although you don't find out until you get in, a basic knowledge. This is like from beginner. We realised even though 10 years ago we were police officers, we could have actually done this even when we kind of had no money. You started as a student with £6,000, we could have done that. We could have got that together. That could have been our exit route out of the police, but we just didn't know it was even possible.
Sometimes you need that nudge, right? Just to go.
You don't know until you know.
And now,
You
with this
really know.
experience, with the first property, it's going to get easier and easier, and then you'll go, then you'll go HMOs, then you'll go Airbnb, and then you'll start looking at commercials.
Yeah.
You just got to keep at it. You got to keep at it.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
We're so very grateful to you. Seriously, I'm not being cheesy. We're so insanely grateful to you. But the content that you give away for free is insane. The course, which feels like it was for free, that's just crazy value. So we're so grateful.
Thank you very much. So there we go, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Do like and subscribe to the channel. It really does help support it. And I'm sure we'll do another update on this property after Homes Under the Hammer to see what this is like. What's this for? Thanks for having us, guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you.